Hi everyone and welcome to another art lesson with me, Mr. Richardson. This is for my grade 3 students and you'll be learning about an Australian illustrator and author called Shaun Tan. Shaun Tan is well known for picture storybooks, not just picture storybooks with words, but he has also released a bunch of storybooks that don't have words in them and you have to basically follow the illustrations. It's a little bit like a comic book without words in it. So we're going to be taking a look at some of Shaun Tan's illustrations from his book, The Bird King. And that is where he has a collection of some of his sketches that gave him helped give him ideas for his picture story books. He does like to focus a lot on imaginative creatures, so not necessarily real ones. Like they're kind of loosely based on real animals like koalas and birds and sea creatures like crabs and things like that, but then he puts his own sort of spin on those drawings and turns them with mechanical and robotic features, so they look like they would move like with a remote control or via computer type thing. Very futuristic type sketches, and I'll show you some of the examples of these sketches from his book, The Bird King. But that is going to be our focus for today, is making your own bird creature that looks like a robot. So you need a piece of paper and a grey lead pencil. Let's get started. So, of course, you'll need to start with just a basic body shape. And I like to hold the pencil like this. I don't want to hold it straight up and down like I'm writing, because we're going to be sketching as opposed to drawing. Sketching is where it is really light. Relax your hand and your wrist, and it's not perfect hard lines because I can really focus on just getting the basics in first and then go over my lines later. So, I've done the body. I'm going to add the neck of my bird here, and then I'm going to add the head, then add a beak. My bird is going to have a comb on the top, a bit like a rooster, I guess. And then I want to have top of its legs, and then that's the other side there. Just so front side, then the leg hiding behind it. So kind of smooth those lines out there. And then with its legs, I'm going to do straight lines, but then it's kind of join with like a round hinge, I guess. And then the bottom part of his leg, and another hinge, and then I'm going to have kind of like a round sort of foot. And then I'm going to do similar to this other leg that's at the back here. So kind of, it's going to be hidden there, and then he's kind of going to be kicking his leg up, because that's just the way I want it. So another round hinge there, and another sort of rounded foot. And then of course you need to have things like wings and tail feathers. So I'm going to have very sort of geometric shapes. So geometric shapes are like this one's a semicircle here. It's almost a semicircle. As opposed to organic. I've done those more like drawing. I've done them purposefully because I knew that I wanted to do that geometric shape, but you can do it loosely and you can rub out the extra lines later. Now you can add other things like, of course, the eye. It can be any type of eye that you want. And what else can we add? I'll tidy this up just a little bit. It's got to have a trap door or a door, I think, because why not? So there's the door. And have a little frame. And then it's got to have a handle. Just tidy those lines up there. And I can start adding some details on these leg parts. And still need a wing on the side of the bird. So I'll do a wing there, I can rub that bit out later. And I think my bird is a remote control bird, so it needs an antenna. There's little signals coming off there. And then there's sort of like patches of metal on his neck. Just random little squares. And then, of course, for those metal parts, needs like little rivets or nails to keep it on. And I can do the same for the tail feathers too. So it's up to you to play around. What other features could you add to make it look like a robot or a metallic machine? It could have springs for legs, some sort of robot arms or claws. Have like a little display feature somewhere, or a dial or wires coming out. So have a play around, and I'll see you shortly and show you my finished product. And here is my finished mechanical robotic bird. So let's point out a few of the features that I put in. So I did the little metal plates that were screwed or pop riveted in. So they're all, it's like a patchwork of metal parts. And I've got like a little radar thing on his wing, and a trap door, little keypad for security, the letter C, which is like the logo of my bird, some little ventilation holes, an antenna, some robotic legs with some traction feet. There's lots of things that you can do to make your bird mechanical. I've also added some shading as well. So it's kind of like I've put the light shining on the top, so the dark part is from the bottom, so I've put the dark parts down the bottom of each section. So for example, I'll put a bit of shadow there. I'm not pressing very hard, just a little light back and forth movements, and then I get my finger, I usually find my pinky finger is the easiest, and I just rub it and blend it in. And that's gonna just make it nice and smooth. And that's kind of what I did with the shadow. I put the shadow underneath the bird and then just smoothed it with my finger so you can't see the line. So again, holding the pencil by its side and just lightly sketch, rub. You don't have to press very hard at all. And then you can blend and smooth it with your finger. So I did that with each of the sections of the metal plates too. I put a little bit of shadow at the bottom and then blended it with my finger. So you can have a go at that and see what results you come up with. Have a bit of a brainstorm first of what type of bird you might want to do. It could be a combination of a bird. Does it have long legs? Does it have a long neck? Has it got a big head, a small head, a big body, a small body? Can it fly? Or is it a flightless bird? Does it have lots of feathers, or are the birds really flat and sleek? Think about then what robotic features are you going to have on your bird. Is it going to have wires on it? Could have a propeller, antenna, a chimney, could be like a coal-fired bird. Think of like other machines that you can add things to, like machines like it could be like a car features, or a truck features, or an airplane features. The list is endless. It is up to you what you create for your mechanical bird. So there's my finished example of a robotic bird. So I cannot wait to see what imaginative creatures that you come up with. Remember, this is an example only. You don't have to copy this at all. It's up to your own imagination. Plan out some of the ideas either in your head or on a scrap piece of paper first, and then just lightly sketch in on your piece of paper. Don't press too hard. Remember, it's really hard to rub out once you press too hard on there. Very, very lightly, very loose sketches. Remember, that is what Shaun Tan did, is that they are just sketches, just little ideas. Give it a go, and I can't wait to see what final results you come up with your mechanical bird. Have fun, and I'll see you next time. Bye.